Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to yet another double unboxing. This is getting expensive. Two new watches for you today. The first one, a Seiko. Now I'd seen this Seiko pop up on various Instagram feeds over the last couple of weeks and I decided it was interesting enough to warrant me to spend my money on it, buy one, get one in, peel off the stickers and show it to all of you. Interesting for a couple of different reasons. It's a Seiko 5, it's a compressor, and it contains the NH35, the 4R35 movement. Please correct me if I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm an idiot, leave me a comment. I wasn't aware of any other Seiko 5 range that didn't use the 7S26 and 7S36. So I thought that a compressor case Seiko with a hacking and hand winding movement for a decent price was well worth my investment. Next up, it's an Oris Big Crown pointer in glorious bronze. Now, you know I'm a fan of the Oris 65. I bought not one, not two, but three of them over the course of 2018. And when I bought my third one, the bronze bezel Baselworld 2018 model, I decided I could rationalize my collection a little bit. So I did indeed sell my Deauville dial Oris and I sold my Zelos bronze Mako. But I really missed the bronze, hence this big pointer in glorious bronze today. Now, a tip for you, if you're interested in picking up a watch from a particular brand, always helps if you go into the dealer wearing a watch from the same brand. Probably also helps if you happen to slip into conversation that you run a YouTube watch review channel. So cross your fingers, I may get access over the course of 2019 to a few hot new Oris models on a review and return basis from my newfound friend at the dealer. Alright, let's flip the camera and peel off some stickers. So let's break with tradition and unpeel the Seiko first and leave that glorious Oris till last. This is the SRPB 29. You can pick up one of these on Amazon.com for $165 US. I'll leave a link to that one in the description of the video. That is a chunk of money, about 50 US, cheaper than the SKX 007 009. Probably more natural rivals for this one are the Sea Urchin and the 55 Fathoms, the SNZF and the SNZH, both Seiko 5 watches with 100 meters of water resistance and day-date complications. However, both of them feature the 7S36, whereas this little guy features the NH. Well, it's a 36. It's not the 35 I spoke about in the intro, it's the day-date version, so it's the 4R36, and there it is. And because it features the 4R36, I can give this one a wind before I peel the stickers off, making sure that the movement contained within is a good one. And there it goes. Very interesting looking watch indeed. I've reviewed a couple of compressors, but I've never had one in my personal collection for a reasonable duration of time. Interesting stylistic choices here. We've got an all stainless steel case and bracelet, but we've got a kind of black coloured finish on the bezel and black crowns, jewel crowns here. Let's peel off the stickers then. Alright, that's it, peeled and revealed, and we have got a handsome, clean, if slightly unspectacular looking watch. Reminds me of the SNZG in terms of the case dimensions. Big 42, let's get it measured, sized up and on wrist. Indeed, we're back, sized, that didn't take too long. Just push pins in these ones, no collar system at this price, which is probably a good thing. I think some of Seiko's collar systems can be a bit of a nightmare to adjust. Now, reminded me of the SNZG in terms of the dimensions, the big field watch. However, it wears better. So 42, 42 and a half, about 12.5mm thick, and we've got a lug tip to lug tip of only 48 though. So a bit of curvature there, it actually wears well on wrist. 22mm lug width, bit of a taper, back up to 22 at the clasp. Hitting that sports watch sweet spot, 155 grams. But I guess the big news with this one is the compressor in a rotating bezel. So rather than having to adjust the bezel manually, you can adjust it using the second crown, and you've got that countdown, count up timer as a consequence. Kind of Coke styling with this one, I would say that the black and the red. They do a Pepsi one, the blue and the red as well, and there's a kind of an all blue one also. All of them around the similar price, and as noted, it's got a hacking and hand winding movement. Big plus to Seiko for colour matching the day and date wheel. I find it such a cleaner look. Micro brands should do this more often. No surprise that Seiko does it though on a lot of these watches. They've got the capacity because it's an in-house movement. There is a reasonable amount of lume on here as well. I'll show you that in the full review video. The bracelet, however, is typical Seiko. Pretty rattly, pretty squeaky, and no attempt to get it to line up with the brushing on the case at all. Always slightly unusual fit with these ones. Angular case reminds me a little bit of the Samurai here. And popping a link, I may as well peel off the final sticker. There we go. An unfamiliar but welcome sight, the 4R36A24 dual movement. So hacks, hand winds, 40 odd hour power reserve. Rugged, robust, reliable and usually accurate. Hollow end links though, kind of what you expect from a Seiko at this price. I will pop this one into a winder, start an app running on it and let you know how it gets on in the full review. And that's it on wrist. As noted, 48mm lug tip to lug tip, so wears quite nicely on my 7-inch wrist. Some people go mad about that Seiko 5 sports branding underneath the 12 o'clock index there, but I don't mind. I think it kind of comes with the territory, bit of character defining it as a Seiko 5, but wears quite nicely given that 42mm diameter dimension. So far so good then, fairly flat finish on the dial, hard Lex crystal. I'll come back to you in a couple of months time with a full review on this one, but looks like it could offer an interesting alternative to the 55 Fathoms, the Sea Urchin, even the SKX, a bunch of the other kind of Seikos around this price. Alright, but on to the big box, the big hitter today, the Oris Big Crown Pointer 80th anniversary in bronze, and a big shout out to Frank at Selected Jewelers in Sydney's Westfield, Miranda. Cross your fingers, as I said, hopefully I might get access to some Oris without draining my bank account too badly over the course of the year. Now, I've seen similar boxes to this one in the Oris 65s that I have purchased previously. What else have we got in here? We should have a little pull tag with a, hang on a second. Yep, there we go. There's a little Oris book in here featuring the warranty card. I believe this comes with 2 years warranty, though I can extend it by signing online. Give them your email address, you register for a 3rd year. I've done that with all of my previous 65s, and a product manual. All those instructions I have no intention of reading international service centres, which hopefully I won't need either. But let's open the box and have a look at the watch, which isn't in the box, because they packed it nice and safely in one of these little travel pouchy things here. Wasn't that nice of them? Now, because it's bronze, they do tend to wrap these up very well. We've got a bronze buckle, bronze head of the watch. They keep them out of the air, no exposure to air, so that the bronze stays in kind of peak condition until I decide to start patinaing this one, which I'm just about to do. And let's zoom in for the big bronze reveal. There's nothing quite like having a look at a bronze for the first time, because they do tend to be oh so shiny. And look at that one. Couple more stickers for me here as well. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Now, 80th anniversary of the Big Crown Pointer. The pointer date complication is a bit of an Oris classic. They've been making them for 80 years, or at least they had done in 2018, hence this anniversary model that they decided to release in bronze. You can pick this one up in stainless steel. They also do a 36mm in bronze if you prefer a slightly smaller watch. My sweet spot is 40 though, hence this one was my choice. Alright, let's give it a wind, crank this one up. Looks like it's got a screw down crown, so I'll unscrew that. First pop, give this Sellita based Oris movement a bit of a crank, and there we go. Second hand ticking away there. So a 4-hander. This complication was actually developed prior to the sort of more traditional date wheel, but fell out of favour. But Oris are one of the few brands that have continued to use it. I think really interesting. It's not something I've had in my collection before. Cathedral hands, likewise. This is something a little bit different for me. It offers a different look whilst retaining that bronze material that I have grown so fond of over the last 12 months or so. Bronze and green, very much kind of hot in the industry right now. Bunch of the kind of big Swiss autorology brands are making watches with this color combination, but this Oris yours for a much more affordable price. So that is what a bronze watch looks like when it is fresh out of the packaging. Glorious and shiny. The bezel on my 65 was like this the kind of the first couple of days I got it, and then it soon began to dull down. The beauty of these bronze watches is watching them patina, watching them change and develop character over time. Now, I have forced patina on a bronze watch before, didn't do it with my Mako though, and I really enjoyed watching that one change. This one I don't think is going to get as wet as the Mako did, so it'll just be oxygen and the various pollutants in Sydney's air which it will be exposed to, but I'm sure this one will begin to kind of dull and change even over the course of today. Looks fantastic, kind of honey brown strap, smells great as well, and that kind of colour contrast, the three colours there, the honey brown, the bronze and the green on the dial, just look fantastic. So 40mm diameter, 20mm lug width, 12.5 thickness, but look, there's at least 1.5 mm coming from another kind of Oris classic piece of domed sapphire crystal, 48mm lug tip to lug tip, so a good size. And on this supplied leather strap, weighing in at 70 grams. So flipping it over, and you see a Sellita sourced but Oris modified movement. First time I've actually seen the classic Oris red rotor. The 65 has a closed case back, so it's nice to see that. And we've got the 5 atmospheres water resistance. Bronze watches always tend to have stainless steel case backs to avoid kind of allergy issues and leaving those green stains on your skin. Nice looking strap, Oris embossed, quick release spring bars, though I suspect I'll be keeping it on this one, and a nice matching bronze buckle there. All very nice indeed. And that's it on wrist for the first time. 40mm, great size for me, my kind of preferred size. Sits nicely, comfortably, bit of curvature to those lugs. That strap looks like it's going to comply eventually, but it will need a little bit of work. I'm sure that one will soften up with time, but I like the kind of vintage stitching. All looks pretty good, vegetable tanned as well. Such a pretty watch on wrist. Delighted to have a little bit of bronze back in my collection. So another month, another double unboxing, another couple of noobs to add to my collection. Perhaps the arrival of the Oris will set in play another bout of rationalisation, make me have a critical look at my collection, maybe get rid of another couple of pieces in order to make way for this one. But an interesting pairing, compressor case with that hacking hand winding Seiko movement, and I certainly haven't had anything like this in the collection before with that date pointer, gorgeous bronze cathedral hands, green dial, etc, etc. Very excited to get that Oris out and about and to watch that bronze change colour. So there you have it, a couple of very different pieces at very different price points in for unboxing today. That Seiko, interesting as it is, it's a little bit underwhelming in terms of the dial. I'll see how I get on with that one over the next couple of weeks or so. Bring you a full review probably towards the end of March. But interesting nonetheless because of that compressor, the inner rotating bezel and the use of the 4-arm movement. What can I say about that glorious Oris? Clearly I'm a big fan of the brand. I've got a bit of an obsession going on with the 65. Who knows how many of them I will purchase over the course of 2019. But that thing is just gorgeous. That bronze and green is all over the industry right now, and I think Oris get it just about spot on. Great size, great shape, love the strap, and love the fact that it's got a pointer date. A real kind of classic Oris complication. I think I said this the last time, but I promise no more double unboxings for a couple of months. My bank balance can't take it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.